Pledge of Allegiance.
All right, we are recording now.
Okay. Okay. I'll call this work session to order. Wednesday, May 6th, 2020. The time is 7:01 p.m. I'm going to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, to the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Matt. That was really cool.
Nice.
Yep.
We ought to get some school kids to do that for us.
We could. Okay, visitor comments.
We do have a comment from Patrick.
Okay.
Go ahead, Patrick.
Ready? Hi.
Hi, Patrick.
Again, thank you for letting me speak again. I was telling Matt earlier that I was behaving myself during budget committee meetings and other meetings, but not talking so much. But now I guess the dam unleashed. No, I just wanted to comment about again about the city and the potential reopening of St. Helens and the factors that will be taken into account to make that decision. And again, I found last week Representative Witt's town hall very informative, and one reason is that there was a representative of the governor's staff who was available to respond to a number of questions. And so I think that there are many good resources. I know that I've been following from the Oregon Health Authority that provides daily updates and many other resources. But my understanding from that meeting was that some counties, particularly those, I think there are 5 counties in Eastern Oregon where there have been no cases, and very possibly Columbia County, because as the mayor referenced at the work session, we have not had any new cases in Columbia County for some time. And rather than being included completely with the metropolitan area, Multnomah, Washington, and Clackamas, that there is a very good possibility that Columbia County will be among those that will be given the green light to begin the opening process. The dates that I have heard are potentially not as late as July for a reopening, but potentially even before the next city council's regularly scheduled meeting in 2 weeks, that there is, again, possibility that Columbia County will be given a green light by the state. And that was one of my reasons for my statements earlier today, wanting to know how the city is addressing this. So I am glad that Mayor Scholl has requested the topic be put on the next council agenda. I hope at that meeting that representatives from the county, perhaps including one of the commissioners or at least representatives of the county health authority will be present. And there might even be the possibility of reaching out to Governor Brown's staff to have a person available to respond to questions or concerns that the council does have. So I just wanted to say that I think that we do not want to be getting out ahead of the strong scientifically based evidence that is being followed according to, supposed to be according to federal guidelines that were issued by President Trump, by the state guidelines that are being issued by Governor Brown, and working very, very closely with our county government to see what we can do so that, yes, we will be able to open up the county and St. Helens in a responsible and safe manner. So again, I'm glad that that is going to be a topic. I just encourage or I'm suggesting these as some possibilities for having people present to provide information and be part of the discussion. And again, I'm not, since it's just comments, I'm not asking for any response right now, but just ask that you take this into consideration with your deliberations. Thanks.
Thank you, Patrick. Okay, other visitor comments? Okay. Ordinance first reading, ordinance number 3253, an ordinance amending the St. Helens Municipal Code, chapters 17.46 and 17.124 regarding floor plans and floodways and accessory structures. Okay, award and bid for contract, sanitary and storm drainage system master plan project to Keller and Associates.
I move that we award the contract bid to Keller and Associates as read.
Second.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to award the bid contract to Keller Associates. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, approve and authorize for signature. Access to utility easement modification with Pam Ranch for Chase Road. B, agreement with More Power Technology for IT services. And C, contract payments.
I move we approve and authorize for signature 6A through C as read.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve A through C as read. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, reappoint Margaret Jeffries to Columbia Learning Center Board. Somebody
I
want to
make a motion that we reappoint Margaret Jeffries.
Second.
Okay, discussion. Got a smile out of her though. Okay.
I don't know, you know, I serve on that board and she's pretty hard to get along with.
One of the problems, you know, you can't pat Margaret on the back because she's too humble.
Yeah, she is.
Well, I was going to say, if there's some other volunteers that would rather step up.
Okay. It was worth seeing the smile on your face. Okay. I have a motion and a second to reappoint Margaret Jeffries to the Columbia Learning Center Board. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, consent agenda for acceptance. Budget committee meetings dated April 15th and 2020 or April 22nd, 2019.
Move we approve consent agenda minutes as read.
Okay,
Second.
okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes for our budget committee, April 15th and 22nd. All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, consent agenda for approval. Council special session, work session, public hearing, and regular session minutes dated April 8th and 15th, 2020. B, new account job description. C, OLCC licensing. And D, accounts payable bill list.
Move we approve consent agenda for approval as read.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made.
Question. There was supposed to be an update on the description of the accountant. Was that done?
Yes, it was Councilor Topaz.
Thank you.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded to approve consent agenda for approval 9A through D. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, I don't really have much new to report other than that look forward to hashing out, talking about, hopefully we'll have a bunch more information from our state at our next council meeting. But yeah, the fishing was very tough the other day. I can report on that, Keith Locke. That was a little discussion before our council meeting for those of you watching. So, and it's still, I mean, we are still Columbia County strong. We're moving forward, and I look forward to getting together with our budget committee meeting. And Matt, that wasn't one of those we were going to try doing in those four areas, was it? It was one of those 4 meetings. One of those 4 meetings we're going to group together.
Yeah, well, we have to do a public hearing first, and then you'll approve the budget later that evening.
Oh, that's right, the budget. Okay, so I'm looking forward to, maybe we can do a group down the road, a group meeting on our urban renewal and the council work sessions, just to kind of be
Yeah,
nice.
there is a urban renewal agency meeting scheduled after the public hearings. It's scheduled to be about half an hour long, start at 6:30 to 7.
All right, okay. And all right, so I look forward to that, but definitely want to get on with them goals. I don't want to hear in the future that we had all these big plans and then COVID came along. We can still move forward. So that's what I got to report. So let's start with Council President Morton.
No fishing news tonight?
No fishing news tonight.
When do they open the Columbia right here behind me?
Well, it was open yesterday, and that's why I was out all day. And it's open tomorrow, and that's why I'll be out all day.
Oh,
And
great.
then it's open Saturday, and then again on Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever the 13th is.
So, I have nothing to report tonight. So I just want to know what a full moon does to fishing on the
It turns
Columbia.
off the bite. Unfortunately, it takes the bite off because of the tides, the extreme tides. So
Well, let's see, at 7:44, it will be coming up right over in there somewhere, right? Yeah, I can hardly wait.
Yep. What do they call this? A flowering moon, right?
That's correct. And it's it's like Moon River. I mean, it just lights up the river. It's beautiful.
Awesome.
Anyway, that's my report. I can only think of positive things during this crisis.
Yep.
I just, there's so many good things that we've got going in our city, and we are so fortunate that we are down on the numbers and we're staying the distance, and we're just fortunate. Count our blessings, and enjoy your parks, and enjoy the walks, and enjoy fishing. Okay.
Absolutely. Sunlight kills this virus on anything in minutes, and we're gonna have plenty of sunshine. So
Yeah, nice.
yep.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yeah, you're welcome. Councilor Locke.
Just that, like the report, I know you guys got a email from a citizen about Parkway Crossing being a lot of speeders, so I passed that on to our chief, and chief took care of it. It's all good now.
Appreciate that.
Great.
Everything else is fine.
Okay. Councilor Topaz.
2 things. It was reported in the evening news that 25 states, the death rate is going up. And strangely enough, 2 of the states are California and Washington. Oregon is odd man out on the West Coast. Next question is, John, we were waiting from DEQ on the review of the Moult Forester lagoon drilling seismic testing. Have we gotten a report back from DEQ yet?
So there was some exchange back and forth, but yes, I believe that it's in a final format now. So we
Do you have it, or does DEQ have it?
I believe I have a copy. I'll double check. So
Okay,
yeah.
that's it.
Okay, Councilor Carlson.
just following up a little bit on our deliberation and conversation about extending services to those that experiencing, difficulty this time and seeking bathing facilities, and just a lot of people in our community are struggling because of the COVID-19. The NAMI walk that I normally participate in every year is canceled, but they're doing a virtual walk and they're still raising a little bit of money. They've been able to write checks to the food bank and checks to some of the people that are in some tough spots. So I'm looking forward to participating through a virtual walk. And that's the end of this month. And that's, Columbia County NAMI does a lot of outreach for a lot of folks that are under a lot of stress. This was a stressful time for a lot of citizens in our community. We need to remember to reach out to those people. The other event that was canceled was Empty Bowls that normally benefits the food bank. And they are selling the pottery, that fine pottery, on their website. So you can actually follow that and just buy the pottery and drive by and pick it up at the food bank. So you don't have to get soup. You miss out on the soup, but you can still get some of that great handcrafted artisan earthenware and support the food bank at the same time. So both of those are really good causes, and all of that money stays right here in Columbia County and helps our vulnerable citizens. So I just want to make sure that we didn't end the meeting without people knowing those two opportunities exist. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
Jenny, the other thing the food bank could use is some drivers. for
I know
food runs.
that Councilor Topaz, but I'm not leaving my home or asking anybody else to leave their home and put themselves at risk. But if I can point and click and shop,
Yeah,
I can ask people to shop.
they've lost a lot of their old volunteers because of high susceptibility. And that's, so if anybody wants to, it's one of those possibilities.
Yeah, but for people that want to support things, there's lots of ways to support people. I know it makes me feel better to feel like I'm helping somebody else.
Good.
I'm a lucky person to still have a job, so I'm happy to share a little bit with somebody else. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you. All right, department head reports. Chief Greenway.
I have nothing tonight, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Public Works, Sue Nelson.
Hey, I just wanted to give a shout out to Kathy and Lisa for Municipal Clerks Week and all the hard work that they do for all of us. They are so valuable to our whole staff, and we just really appreciate them.
Yes, we do. Thank you very much.
And
So, it's a lot of different weeks this week. I mean, we got nurses, we got teachers, we got clerks.
Yeah.
Who else? Who else are we supposed to recognize this week? It's a busy week. Thank you, Seal. All right, Margaret.
Oops.
You're good, Margaret.
Okay. I just wanted to say I was really impressed with that background Matt had up when we first started. I thought that was his home library. I was quite taken in with the number of volumes he had on the shelves. And now I see the reality. He has not a single book in his, there, much improved.
Yeah.
As far as your office shelves, I know where you can get some books if you need to fill up those shelves.
I do own a few books.
Okay. All right. Well, that looks really great. If you could just duplicate that in your office, you could do commercials for law firms. I don't really have anything.
Okay.
Other than to razz Matt a little bit.
All right. So Kathy. Oh, Matt, I'm forgetting you. I see. I bypassed.
That's okay. I got Kathy unmuted if she wants to go.
I don't have anything to add, but thank you, Sue, and thank you, everybody, for all your support. We really appreciate that very much.
We couldn't do it without you two.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Okay, Matt.
Okay, so just two things from me real quick. Crystal and Rachel asked me to share this with you guys, just so you're aware. So obviously the city's website, hopefully you saw my email that people can now go to sthelenoregon.gov instead of ci.st-helens.or.us. So that is updated now. Your emails are still the same. right now, but those will change in the near future here. One thing that Crystal and Rachel have been working on is your mission, vision, goals, and strategic plan. So we wanted to show you guys where we had put the initial strategic work plan. So once again, if you go to your government, city council, and then strategic work plan, it comes up with this page that explains the process that you guys have undertaken over the last few months and last few years actually. And then there's a PDF document that shows the goal areas and the objectives and tactics. This is the initial stage. This doesn't get down into the nitty-gritty project list that we're currently working on, but this is just something at least at a 10,000 foot level that we can show people in the community what you're working on as a strategic plan for you as a council for the city. So Crystal is in the middle of kind of beautifying that project list. And I do want to remind you at the last council meeting or the one before that, that we did ask you to review that project list and give any suggestions or changes, additions, deletions. So if you do have any changes or anything that you need to see, please forward those to either myself, Rachel, so we can get that taken care of and kind of move on to the next step, which would be to make that more of a beautiful document to share with the community on what our goals are for the next couple of years.
Sounds great.
And then the only thing I wanted to mention for you, Mayor, was I believe I have missed Brady Preheim that wanted to speak during public comments. And I know we're out of order, but we do have an agenda item of other business, and just curious if you would be open to letting him speak during that time.
Sure.
Then that's all I have for my reports, and then I will unmute Brady once we get done with department reports.
Sounds good. Okay, Tina.
Everybody, just to follow up from this afternoon, Lisa has an action plan for the graduation ceremony, and she'll be distributing it as the main point person for what needs to be done and what time it will be achieved, and the different departments that need to get involved. And the other thing that I wanted to just see if we could have happen, I'll talk to John tomorrow, is to add some additional information to the homepage of the city website that could be beneficial for the businesses right now. Other than that, I have nothing to add.
Hey, Tina. We appreciate what you're doing and taking the furlough. If there's one thing you could help us out with, this would be greatly appreciated. I wouldn't mind a banner underneath our city hall sign, which is in the plaza, and some type of banner saying congratulating St. Helens City Council congratulates senior class of 2020. And if a few counselors want to, I might show up down there and just be in that area because it's kind of our area. And if anybody else would like to join me, feel free. But I think a banner would go a long ways from us.
Yes, there's banners. There's also live broadcast on YouTube that's going to be happening, professional backdrops, sound system. We're actually doing a lot to help with the graduation from, I think, our standpoint to make it really successful for them. If there's a specific messaging on a banner, I would need to know that right away. We do have
so specific, not city council. City of St. Helens congratulates senior class of 2020.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
I know that's a lot, but you can make it fairly decent size. I think that's just a nice little touch. We can pull it out of our council funds, Matt. Everybody agree with that?
Yes.
What about if we do 2 banners on each side of the plaza where the light poles are? Put them up right there.
Good idea.
You don't want them in the pictures, right? Like the professional pictures.
No, we don't want them in the pictures. We just want, as they're driving through, to see it.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that way every person would see it coming in and leaving.
Okay, I know I got Doug to say good idea. Councilor Locke.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
Mayor Rick?
Yes.
What time and date?
It's noon. The kids are starting at noon to 4 because they will need to get their pictures and stuff. And then there will actually be the speeches, I think, are set to go at 7 that night.
Okay, so when will you be there?
Well, I probably show up, and I'm not gonna, I'm probably around noon-ish, and I can't get every student, but I definitely want to make an appearance and maybe talk to a few staff members as well, because the plaza is going to be closed to staff and teachers only.
Okay.
The only thing that, Rick, that I don't know if you dealt with is, and granted this is still a couple weeks off, is that cuts into popcorn time.
I understand popcorn time. Could somebody maybe reach out to Leah? But I think graduating 12 years of school is pretty darn important. And
Right, but I just wouldn't want it to be a surprise that all of a sudden there's 300 cars in line.
Well, they have to get they have to get their signature on Lisa's form for the street closure, so that won't be a surprise.
Oh, okay.
Yep, that's true.
I'll be reaching out.
The other thing that, I might mention is that if you guys wanted to give a message to the seniors, we could make a collage of it and put it on a big screen. And while they're waiting in the car, you could personally welcome them to the plaza and their graduation. And while they're waiting, they would have the opportunity to get maybe a 10-second message from the mayor and any counselors or anyone that wanted to be a part of that. It would just play on a loop.
Yeah, like it could be even in our council chamber windows and with the speaker right there. I don't know if it would work. It could. But let's discuss that, Tina. I think the rest of council's on board with something, good ideas like that. So.
You're not on board with any bad ideas?
Occasionally we're not perfect, okay? Occasionally
wait a minute. I got bad ideas. I got bad ideas I want to share.
You're too funny. All right. Again, Tina, thank you. All right.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. John Walsh.
So yeah, thank you. I'd like to expand upon the discussion from the workshop as far as the reopening St. Helens strategy. I didn't share earlier that the League of Oregon Cities has been sponsoring a weekly call, and I think they're in their week 8 or week 9, and I don't believe I've missed any of them. So they're pretty little over an hour discussion about that. Our staff, Rachel Berry's participating in the Regional Economic Recovery Committee, and we're all kind of talking and discussing, what this looks like as far as the bounce back. I've been working with department heads on, their specific departments, and talking what safety looks like to their departments, and also coordinating. We're going to be coordinating with the CIS and the Department of Health, and tuned into the governor's office. So there's a lot of thought going into this. It's not. And the League of Oregon City calls, there's about 300 to 400 people on those weekly calls, and they have like National League of Cities, and sometimes it's about resources for for cities, and other times it's it's always about COVID, but just different governor's office staff and professionals that are up close to this issue. So that's it. I just wanted to share that.
Yep. Okay. So now we're gonna go to Brady Freeheim.
Brady, I've unmuted you on my end. Oh, there you go.
Okay. So I was going to make a comment about the protest about the More Power contract, but it seems kind of a moot point at this point since you voted on it. Just to say that I didn't agree with the process, and I know you have your attorney saying that you covered your butt, but didn't think that it was the appropriate thing. The second thing that I did want to say is I had heard for years, way back to like in the 2005s when I was chair for the Chamber of Commerce, about how unfriendly the city of St. Helens is to businesses, and just kind of dismissed it, really didn't do it, until I have been used to for 22 years filling out my literally half a page application for a city business license, which of course in Scappoose is free and has been for several years. And then Matt kindly emailed me the application for a home city business, and the packet's 10 pages long. Now, granted, some of that's not all forms, but I'm just telling you from my perspective, a 10-page form to get a business license when I'm used to a half a page is wasn't very fun. And again, I haven't read through it yet, but it's like, gosh, I looked at it, opened it up, it's 10 pages. I thought, oh my God. And then finally, criticize the city a little bit more in that, yet again, there have been some, I have heard within the community criticisms about paying the tourism during this time and how stupid that is. And can't we redirect that money? Which of course you can't. But yet now I found out, and I talked with Tina and on occasion and didn't know until today in listening that she has voluntarily furloughed herself and is not getting paid for the last 60-day period of time. And the city has not made that public anywhere but here, and that I know of. And it's an opportunity to give kudos to both Tina, who's continuing to do her job even though she's not being paid. Thank you very much. And also to the city for saying, look, we are not actually spending tourism dollars right now. And it's like yet another opportunity that the city has missed to give both yourself and Tina a little bit of positive public comment. And that was it.
So I only found out about it just a week ago about Tina's furlough. So, and that was in passing because I have, we don't get to make it down to City Hall like we used to. So that would be my defense in that. Brady, I've had to fill out that same piece of paperwork for my yard maintenance business. It's because of the storage of chemicals potentially used and not used. If you read it, and it's going to be a lot of fire life stuff. Once you've got that, it's just a reapplication, the half a page. Most of it's filled out. I can tell you that much. So we got to know what you're storing and where you're storing it. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, I'm not storing anything, but.
Okay, I know, but we don't know that. So that's why we have everybody check it. That's not why. So appreciate everybody. And we are adjourned.
Hey, we've got 9 minutes before that moon comes up. All right.